Hey, welcome everybody. Important video, interesting developments. We're seeing a lot of chaos in the world, but it's organized chaos. There's been division of the larger powers, who takes what, and this is the game of chess that we're part of, unfortunately. Some are going to be pawns, some are going to be more aggressive players, some are going to be royalty. That's how it goes. But we're here to make money. So, when you see dollar down, bonds down, stock market down, it's signaling something. I'm not able to tell or discern if we're in a bear market. The signals are flashing that we're in a very bad zone, but we were there also in April. If you look at back in April 2025, and then we saw a sharp correction. This might be unfolding as we speak. I don't think we're entering a bear market, but until we start losing these levels here of support, following down to these, and finally here to retest this level down here, we got a long way to go. So let's not think about what if scenarios. Let's think about what are we seeing right now to guide us. Okay, let's not jump to conclusions. Is all I'm trying to say. Now the dollar fell precipitously this week. The previous week was showing a grind high up, which was indicating at some point some correction, but I have a feeling that we're going to see a bounce. I'm not convinced that we're going much lower, although Trump is trying to devalue the dollar. That's the entire regime of Trump's administration in order to export and be more competitive. Now, interest rates jumped quite a bit. Whenever you see these jumps, it is a sign to jump ship from risk on appetite. But as long as we are below these levels, our trade hasn't been invalidated. I know that TLT has dropped precipitously, but this is my line on the sand. If this line gets taken out and confirmed, then the trade is off the table. But I see a symmetric move of 92 somewhat to 88. That's a $4 change. We should see that as above so below to come over here to 84 zone. I think that's going to be the major support. We might enter there, we might not, but this is where I'm expecting it to come down. I don't believe we're in the lowest in terms of the RSI. We still have a little bit to drop in order to see an oversold condition, but I definitely think that a skilled trader always has some liquidity aside in order to either hedge or take the opposite position or trade elsewhere or save yourself by inching in the trade dollar cost average so you don't get destroyed. I'm down quite a bit because I have a lot of trades here that are going against me. But some things that we called for were correct. We called the oil trade. We had a very decent jump. If you were playing with options, you definitely got a 20%, 30% plus here. The VIX was interesting. I was telling you for a while that the VIX is going to jump. And last, we see the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc is a risk off appetite when it goes up. And we see this reflected in gold and silver today as well. Look at the beautiful pricing. Gold and silver is being repriced. That's why the major volatility, and it makes sense, right? So we're taking a look at all of these things, but typically when you see all these things crashing, it's a telltale sign that something's coming. Now, this has happened before, and then we saw tremendous moves to the upside and risk on assets. Bitcoin is somewhat holding, but it fell. It was doing pretty well last week until it hit 98,000 mark. I think we still have ways to go, but let's see what happens. Nothing is invalidated yet. Let's see how the week closes, and let's see how interest rates continue. If we see interest rates keep jumping like this, and then it will probably invalidate, the risk on appetite and our TLT trade. But that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of nuances out there. World War III hasn't begun. So I know media is pushing for that, but we have to remember that there are larger players out there who are just shuffling the pawns. That's all we're seeing. A lot of it is theatrics, and unfortunately, a lot of blood is going to be spilled. That's the name of the game, unfortunately, when you go through the Game of Thrones. Thanks so much. Subscribe, comment, and like my video. Thank you. Bye for now.